Welcome back to the There Will Be Bond podcast, episode 72. On the weather, we have Rob Smith. How are we doing today, Rob?
Hello. Very well, thank you.
Good, good.
You want a weather report already,
I
do you?
would,
I'm literally just saying hello.
Let's have a weather report. How's the weather been this week, Rob?
Cold. Bitterly cold.
Not even you can be optimistic about this weather.
It's been shit, hasn't it? It's been so cold. My heating, honestly, God knows what the bill's going to be. I'm dreading it. And I've got one of those stupid smart meters that doesn't even work properly. So they're bound to charge me too much.
Yeah.
It's been so cold. But, I don't know if you've seen on the forecast, but this week, Thursday, it's going to be positively balmy. We've got spring on Thursday. It's going to be a high of 14 and a low of 10. Can you believe that?
Rob,
That's spring.
Your optimism is spring alone.
Thing is, though, it's short-lived because then come Tuesday, it's a high of 9 and a low of 3.
Oh, well, this is where Phil saw the shadow, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll be putting away our winter coats on Thursday and reaching for our spring jackets, and then come Monday, we'll be going back to our winter coats again.
God, it will be so confusing.
It will.
Well, I thought what would be interesting for the weather section, Rob, is to play you a slice of weather from a film that involves weather.
Okay.
And
this isn't going to bore people, is it?
No.
It's just the beginning of the pod.
Well, it might do. Fucking who cares? So, when I thought of weather for a film, I don't know why I thought of this bit, but it was on YouTube, so I grabbed it. And let's see if you can grab it within the 15 seconds.
What guess the film?
Yeah. You ready?
Okay. You know I haven't seen many films, don't you?
Yes, but you should have. Hopefully you've seen this.
Okay.
Ready?
Before time. Do you intend to leave us standing on the doorstep all day with drenched? Look, that gun and caught a sniffle. How you expected?
Oh, Rob, no?
No, I don't know what that is. It's definitely not a Bond film.
Wow.
What is that?
I don't know why my mind went to this film. I guess because it's rain. He's drenched.
No.
Gonna keep us standing on the doorstep all day, man.
No. What is it?
It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, I haven't seen that since I was a child.
Really?
No.
Oh, God. What about your yearly watches?
Yeah, I don't own them. I was never really into Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's surprising because
that
Last Crusade.
Yeah, but the
is
first
Connery
one,
as
the
well.
first one freaked me out. That first film. You know, at the end with the guy.
Oh, the melting.
Yeah.
place.
Don't even talk about it. I can't even think. It just gives me. I had nightmares from that, and because of that, I didn't want to watch the others. I just couldn't cope with it.
But you're a grown man now, Rob.
No. But it's childhood trauma. It's the same with Roger Rabbit. I can't watch that film either. Childhood trauma.
What's going on with Roger Rabbit?
You know, at the end, I just can't bear it.
What, when they go in the acid?
Yeah, it's awful. That I was under the fucking cinema seat in Guildford Odeon. It was terrifying. No way should they have made that a PG. It was absolutely terrifying. I was screaming, and I'm not the only one. You know, I've got a mate I used to work with, and he was traumatized by this. So I'm sure the kids up and down the country who saw that in the cinema back in '88 who still can't watch it.
I love the bit where the bullets go in the gun in Roger Rabbit.
I haven't
Do you
seen
remember?
it since. No,
So
I was 11 years old. I haven't seen it since. I can't watch it.
He goes to his gun case, and all these bullets are cartoon bullets, and they're all asleep because they've been in this case for years.
Oh,
and they wake
yeah.
up and they go, "Hell, God, is it?" Oh, what was the detective's name? Bob Hoskins.
Yeah,
but what was his name?
I don't know.
Anyway, and anyway, so he loads up the gun with the bullets, and when he fires the bullets, instead of like the bullets going through people, the bullets get hammers and smash. You know, from out of nowhere
that's funny. That's good. But it's just that's funny. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when they've got like actual horrendous things happening with like real life people, and even though I know it's a cartoon, but it's sort of
with real life cartoons.
But they're real people. Do you know what I mean? And it's just I can't cope with that.
Well, Rob, I'm disappointed. A man that is into weather, and I don't know how many people would not have got that. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm not really into those films.
Okay, well, stay
Sorry.
tuned. Maybe it's a feature that won't get off the ground.
If it was from Carry On Again, Doctor, where Jim Dale's walking up to the hospital in the torrential rain, I'd have got that.
It is interesting that you and I, we know each other fairly well, but not that well, right? In terms of, like, we speak on the phone a lot. You come around the house every week. It's great. You know, I've got to know you quite well.
Cultural background.
But in terms of, we didn't grow up together.
No,
we haven't been
no.
to the cinema. We haven't
No.
had that kind of
No.
going through school.
There's a lot we
Yeah.
don't know.
right?
lot we
And
don't
now
know.
we know.
We're beginning
about
to
you
find
and-
out.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
well,
it's like, yeah, I mean, I like the Indiana Jones films. I mean, I'm just not massively into them, that's all. I'm sure they're very good.
well, Last Crusade. I think Connery said that was his favourite film of all
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
then.
maybe I should revisit that one.
You should.
Yeah, it's only the first one I've got issues with.
Okay.
It's not funny.
It's
not funny.
well, I mean, look, so if
Childhood trauma.
you should just
It's no
go.
joke.
But look, there are genuinely scary films that I can't watch. Still,
Oh, there
like-
you are then. So you know.
No, but these are films that are scary in the first place, like Exorcist, or
See, I
I
don't-
find JFK like pretty problematic because of the music and the real life. You know, they use real imagery of the autopsy and things like that, and
I
it's a
don't
very
mind that so
spooky
much.
story.
I don't.
And I
mind
can't
that.
really sit through that film.
I don't mind that so much.
But I mean, Who Framed Roger
Oh,
Rabbit
no, don't even go there. It's not funny.
and Raiders of the Lost Ark? They're not
It's-
in the horror genre.
Well, they should be.
Okay. All right, moving on. Well, we are going to, believe it or not, talk about James Bond at some stage. Who knows if that's a... I don't think that's a feature that's going to get off the ground, Rob. You got to try these things out.
We'll just talk about anything but James Bond.
Well, talking about anything Bondian, Rob, have you been up to anything Bondian this week?
No.
Well,
Have you?
I gave you some homework. The cold showers?
Yeah, fuck that.
You're not doing cold showers?
No, of course I'm not. What, in this cold weather? You mad? Having make myself even colder. No thanks.
No excuses, Rob.
No. I've been to the gym. That's Bonding.
All right, Bond Fitness, yeah.
Yeah.
All
I've
right.
been to the gym 3 times this week.
Nice.
So
Oh, well,
that's
actually,
about it, really.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to jump ahead with a bit of listener mail
Oh, yeah.
because our good friend David Zaritsky from the Band Experience.
Oh, yes. Oh, has he been in touch?
Yeah, he had a nice message about your overall appearance and fitness. I think
Oh,
I'll play it
really?
for you now. Yeah, see if it
Oh,
plays.
God, he's not going to be
Hello,
rude, is
this is David Zwitzky for the Bond Experience, leaving a message for your podcast. This is actually going to Rob. So, Rob, you should know that behind the scenes, I have received a plethora of videos of you imbibing and eating, much to the blowback and total scuttling of Pete Brooker trying to blindside you with the hashtag Bond Fitness Challenge. I'll have you know that you look fantastic. Even my wife noticed that you've thinned out since she's seen you in London. You're looking great. Whatever you're doing, I would say keep doing it. Just do more of it.
Pizza and
tell your
Prosecco.
friend Pete that my tagline for the Bond Experience is really easy. It's living like Bond, one moment
Moment.
at a time.
Moment,
Not
yeah.
1 minute
No.
at a time. I mean, if I can get his podcast name correct, there will be Taylor Blood, or there'll be Bloody Taylors. He could get my tagline correct. Is it so hard to ask? Thanks, Rob.
Ah, that's
go.
nice. Well, actually, I have lost since Christmas. As of last Sunday, it all went horribly wrong Sunday lunch and afternoon. But as of Sunday morning, I had lost almost a stone since Christmas. I was 1 pound short of a stone.
Well done.
What's that in kilos? Because everyone works in kilos now, don't they? I don't know what that is.
Are you including last Sunday's lemon drizzle cake?
No.
Right.
So it's gone a bit wrong since then. But up to that point,
And today's pizza and
and
Prosecco.
today's pizza, yeah, let's not mention
Pizza
that.
and Prosecco
Oh,
at work.
6.35 kilograms is a stone.
Since Christmas.
Yeah.
Well
So
done.
that's not bad, is
pretty
it?
good,
Yeah. And I have noticed it in my face, actually.
Yeah.
And it inspires you to keep going.
I like the fact that listeners couldn't see that, but he stroked his own face like John Travolta does to his kids in Face Off, you know.
So, yeah, no, we have made advances since Christmas, so this is good. We are only into February. So my plan is to lose another stone before Cue the Music in October. I think we can do it. Ideally, it should be before I go to Istanbul in May. That's ideally.
So what
We'll
weight
see.
are we trying to hit? What's
10 and a half.
That's your fighting weight, is it? 10 and a half?
That's where I was in 2018. I'm just
All
shy
right.
of 11 and a half. I was 12 and a half at Christmas.
I've got faith in you, buddy.
Yeah.
On the cold showers, I've upped my cold shower game.
Oh.
Yeah? So I've taken it up a notch.
What, you do have 2 a day?
Well, no, just one a day. But what I used to do every 10 seconds, I mean, I'd put it over to cold, and then I'd have 10 seconds with the shower on my back, and then I'd switch around, and then 10 seconds with the cold on my chest, and then I'd rotate, basically. I'd do it that. But every 10 seconds, I'd let out a scream like the cry of Columbus.
What, because it's so cold? Your poor neighbours.
Yeah, right. It sounds like I'm
Is
getting
this at
murdered
like
in
6
the
in the
shower.
morning?
Yeah, it sounds excruciating.
Just
and it
wake
is.
up the whole
But
building.
now, Rob, I'm a silent assassin in the shower. Yeah, keeping it all in, like Bond.
being
would.
like Bond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, do you think
Yeah,
Bond
Bond's
is in the
not
cold
screaming,
shower?
shrieking, is he? Fuck, it's cold.
No, so I'm keeping it all in. Yeah.
Pulling at the shower curtain.
Like a. I'm like a silent samurai in there. You know? So
Well, good for you, Pete.
thank you very much. Well, look, you should try it.
You're-
Come on, can you do one?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, look.
Maybe in the summer.
I'm going away for a couple of weeks, so you got 2 weeks.
Maybe
to-
in the
yeah.
summer when it's hot outside.
Oh, okay, that's enough. That's nothing. So, well, I did do something Bondian yesterday. I thought it was quite interesting. So I'm starting the London Bond map 2.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It just started yesterday. I started all the research, and this is going to be a James Bond location map of all the boat scenes from The World Is Not Enough, the chase along the Thames. So it starts at the SIS building, and poof, the Q boat goes out. Wait, it's not finished. Bang, and then he's off. Goes underneath Westminster Bridge. So I started at Westminster Bridge, went over to a couple of the wharfs. Not much happening there until you get to Ornamental Canal on the Tobacco Docks, and that will be, you'll know that bit. That's where he sprays the traffic wardens that are clamping the car. So that's all interesting. I think what is interesting is the movie magic, because every little stretch of canal is a dead end. Like every little tiny 2 or 3 seconds that you see them zip around a corner, there's no way that the boat would have gone anywhere. Like either got in there or got out of there. It's all of that movie magic, and you kind of get to see it for real when you actually visit
It's
these
great.
locations.
It's a really nice part of London, actually.
Yeah,
I had
some
a
of
friend
those
who
are
lived
nice.
around there,
Yeah.
and she used to post these pictures on Sundays. She'd go for coffee. Some really lovely cafes around there. It's lovely.
Yeah. Well, Butler's Wharf is quite nice as well, because you got some nice bits down there. There's a nice stretch. The Millwall Outer Docks is... so when he does the bridge, when he goes underneath the bridge and the boat goes under...
Oh, and he straightens his bow tie.
His normal time.
Sorry,
yeah.
normal time.
That's right.
Yes.
And so that's Glengall Bridge. And I went there and I saw the bridge. I've done it before, but I thought this is quite cool. And then went round and did a loop of the dock. There's nothing open. Like everything is just covered in butcher paper, closed. I don't know what if COVID knocked the crap out of all these places, but it is an armpit down there. And you'd think, because it's such a nice little space with all the water and the docks,
It's really villagey down there.
So- it's a real shame, actually.
Yeah.
So it's not really a place. And I'm thinking, I'm putting this map together. Do I really want to send people here? Because it's a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
So I did all that. It was freezing cold. Afterwards, I thought, all right, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'll do O2 and all that another day. And I went to a pub just on the other side of Glengall Bridge, right? So I went into the pub. And I was speaking to this girl behind the bar, and talking about all the different beers.
Oh, is this when you knocked your beer over?
Oh no, that was I did that in All Bar One.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, I
sorry.
did that earlier
I
in
saw
the day.
that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Made
No,
me
I was
laugh.
trying to do a video of me. I was trying to do like something for YouTube where I'm like, oh, it's all going so well. I'm now inside having a beer, and then beer goes fucking sideways.
Yeah.
Anyway, I then go into a pub at the end of the day, and I speak to this girl behind the bar. And having a bit of a chit chat. I thought maybe I'll show her the video of the bridge, Bond going underneath the bridge.
From the actual film.
From the film.
It's
'cause
like,
I had
this
it on my
is why
phone.
I'm
yeah.
here.
This is why I'm here.
Do
So I
you
was
know
just-
this was filmed here?
And
Bet
I thought,
you don't.
So kind of mid-20s, I thought this would be interesting for her.
Yeah.
She has a look at it. I play it, and she just gives me the classic. There
What's
you go.
that?
No, it's better than that. It's where I find this a lot with chicks in their 20s. You can get them into a conversation cul-de-sac the minute you start talking Bond. The minute it goes to Bond. And just look, but she's looking at that bridge. You can see that bridge from the pub window. It's about 20 yards outside the
So she
pub window.
recognised the
So she
bridge.
and I go, here it is. Here's Pierce
Yeah.
Brosnan. And then he goes under the bridge, adjusts the tie, comes out the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking something, maybe oh wow, look at that. Let me go get my friend.
Just blank.
Yeah, just a
Blank face.
it's like, well, do you want the Texas Whistle IPA or do you want the London Pride? It went straight. Oh, it went straight off. It couldn't have gone more off the conversation.
She was like,
about
that's
Bond.
nice.
It was-
Let's not even talk about it. What beer do you want then, you boring fuck?
And I just thought, thank fuck I'm married. I mean, can you imagine me now? Like, I didn't have any game back then, but
I was
I've
going
got-
to say, I mean,
my
is
game's gone
Anastasia into
backward.
Bond? I didn't think
Oh yeah,
she
of course
was.
she is.
Really.
Yeah, she loves Bond.
Does
But,
she? Well, that's just as well.
but what 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 am I going to do at the age of 46? Like showing women my rock collection.
This is why I'm still single at 48.
But that, I mean, so how? That's the question though. How are you gonna? How do you chat women up with all of this geekiness
Well, you
inside
can't.
you?
You have to just keep it bottled, and then when you've known them a few months, then you can broach the subject carefully
Right.
and just see what their reaction is.
How long do you leave
There's
it?
nothing you
typically?
can do about it, you know.
And then do they go, "Fuck, what I got myself in for"?
Yeah, and then if they don't want to know, then it's just, well, they weren't the right person.
Would you like to see all my fridge
Because
magnets I've collected from my
I'd
travels?
yeah, but I'd rather be single and be myself than be someone I'm not and not talk about Bond.
Well, okay, all right. Let's drill down on that. Who is your favourite Bond girl?
Vespa.
Vesper. Okay, so you would rather have it all bottled up. And
Yeah, I'm never going to meet anyone like Vespa, am I? I mean, let's be
but
reasonable
if you were going out with Vesper,
I'm never going to meet Eva Green.
and
No one like that would ever date someone like me.
and if someone, no, that's not true.
It
Rob,
is very
that's not
true.
But if
It
someone
is.
told you, look, if you keep all this Bond stuff to yourself, them Herbie cars in the garage, if you just don't tell her for the rest of your days, you
I'll tell
get
about
to have-
Herbie.
she could hit, that could also be a deal breaker.
What's wrong with Herbie? Do you know what? I had some friends over for Sunday lunch, Sunday just gone, okay, and afternoon tea, which is why my diet went a little bit out window because I had a slice of lemon drizzle cake. But it's fine, I've been to the gym since then. Anyway, I digress. My mate who came, he's really into cars, and his partner is 10 years younger than him and Polish. So she's 30, he's 40. She's 30 and Polish. Never heard of Herbie. Doesn't know what Herbie is. Never seen the Love Bug. So seeing my car in the garage meant nothing to her. All my posters on the wall meant nothing to her. So that night, he showed her the Love Bug. It's on. They're all on Disney Plus. And he reported back today in the office. He said she loved it. Alex loved it. It's such a good film. I said, I told you.
Is it because there's that relief? She probably thought, I'm going to show you herpes. And then when he put the films on, it was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. He meant the car. He meant the car.
It's a very entertaining film. The first one.
Anastasia's just walked into the room. How we doing, babe? Very good. Very good. Just back from work. That's why you heard Roger go crazy.
Yes.
Well, how about we crack on with a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
Rob, we've got minute 83 of Casino Royale to get through. I'm just going to load it up now. That's Anastasia doing the recycling in the background that you can hear there. That's all good. Well, where did we leave it?
Oh, I've got to put my bins out tonight.
You got to put your bins out. Yeah, don't forget.
I've muted
no,
my phone.
Yeah, good. Don't need that going
reminds
off. Well,
Don't let me forget.
I should tell you that minute 83 is brought to you by Wild and Heart. Head over to wildandheart.com and get 20% off. Yes, enter WH20. These razors are made in England. They're built to last. I have one and I take it on my travels wherever I go. Head over to the website. We'll put a link in the show notes. I know the owner. He's a really nice guy as well. When I go on these travels, I'll send him pictures of the razors and things like that, and he loves it. Loves it. Paul, his name is.
Good.
Great guy. Now then, we left it with, Bond had just... Well, he's just dispensed with Stephen.
He has.
Hasn't he? Yeah.
You know Stephen's in that new film that's out at the minute, The Brutalist.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, he is.
I
Isaac,
see.
Isaac,
Yeah.
whatever his name is, he's in it.
Is he in the trailer?
I don't know if he's in the trailer. I know he's in the film because I saw him on IMDb. I was looking at the cast list today because we were talking about it at work. 'Cause it's 3.5 hours long now.
I know, yeah. Do you know what's refreshing, though, is that they have... The cinemas are advertising refreshment breaks.
Intervals.
Yeah,
Well, you've got to have an interval. It's 3.5
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But I can't remember the last time I went to the cinema where they have an intermission.
I don't think I ever have.
Yeah.
They should have had one for bloody... What was it called?
Herbie?
No.
Love Bug 2.
That 3-hour long film that won all the Oscars. What's it called?
The,
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
They should have had an interval for that.
Should have had.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, well, let's play it now. And
Yes, so he dispensed with him,
he's...
and that's pretty much it, isn't it? And then he'd gone in the bathroom.
And now he's nursing his wounds. Let's pick
Yeah.
it up here. There he is. Bit of blood running down the cheek. Washing his hands, washing his face. Oh, he's in the jaw. Pouring himself a nice drink. A nice large. Oh, is he downing it? He's downing it. He's not sipping it, Rob. This isn't a tasting. He's almost out of breath. Gives himself a steely look in the mirror. Oh, his eyes.
Yeah.
Look at his eyes. Okay, now we're switching to the casino. There's Le Chiffre playing with his chips. Here comes Bond. Everyone's at the table waiting for him. Where have you been?
You changed your shirt, Mr. Bond. I hope all them gang isn't causing you to perspire. A little. But I won't consider myself to be in trouble until I start weeping blood.
Oh, Rob! Yeah, wow! I got
That's
that.
a good minute.
Do you know what? I have trickled over a second.
That's a
but
good
that's
minute.
Fine.
That.
We got
There's a lot in there
Yeah.
to talk about.
I love the look he gives him right at the end there. I'm just
Yeah.
right as we freezed it. What was your takeaway, Rob?
So, it's pretty raw, isn't it? This, in as much as he is raw, because he's still coming to terms with the fact that he's a killer. I think, you know, he's tearing his blood-soaked shirt off. He's got blood all down his chest, blood on his face, and he's mopping it. And then he looks at himself in the mirror. Those piercing, and they really are piercing blue eyes. I don't know if they've are his
Pierced.
own. I think that he's either got contacts in to make them even more blue, or the colorist has put like little blue specks in because they don't look real.
Too good to be true, those eyes.
Yeah. And when he's doing that stare in the mirror, looking at himself, he knows that he's a monster because he's just fucking killed someone, you know. And I think he's still even though he's killed before, he's still coming to terms with it. And it's the fact it's two handheld cameras, right? And the way it jump cuts. And this is the first time, and I remember this when I first saw it in the cinema. I remember being just sort of not backed by that and not quite at ease with it, because we've never seen jump cuts in Bond before, ever, as far as I can recall. And I don't like that. Being an editor, you know, you pick up on these things, obviously. And it was just like, oh, this is unnerving. And obviously that's what they wanted. They had two handheld cameras, all Bourne-like, you know, cutting between the two.
Is that it's so technical term for a jump cut?
A jump cut is where it doesn't continue from one cut to another. So say he's looking in the mirror and then it cuts to him pouring the glass.
Right.
But you don't see him reach for the glass and reach for the whiskey or brandy, whatever it is. So it jumps a few seconds ahead in time. And then it jumps a few seconds ahead in time with him looking in the mirror and you don't see him put the glass down.
Right.
Yeah? So you're missing stuff. And that is unnerving and off-putting and a little bit...
yeah, it's like a montage of him doing it in quick time.
And we've never had that in Bond, ever.
I guess
If we have, please, if someone thinks we have, but please let me know. I'd be interested to know. I can't think of the time when we've had that before in Bond, and that is unnerving and unsettling. That's the word. It's unsettling for the viewer, and that's obviously what they want, because that's how he's feeling. I don't know what your takeaways from this.
So I thought it's interesting that you say that there's no dialogue in this, but there's also no music as well. So it's like he's so
this
I
adds to it being raw.
I got the sense it's not only raw, but I got a sense of real isolation for him. Like he's on his own.
Yeah.
Like he does have Mathis, but Mathis is, you know, away. He's not
Yeah.
he's not here with him in the
Vesper's
room.
not with him.
Vesper's not with him.
No.
Felix isn't Felix yet. So
That's
you don't
right. He doesn't know.
So
who
I got the
Felix is.
sense that he's like he has to put himself back together. If he gets wounded, if he gets shot or he's got to stitch himself up. He's got to patch himself together.
Yeah, that's good.
And I figured that, and he's got this realization now that he's going to have to go through the wars.
Do you know what it reminds me of when you say that? It reminds me of Dr. No when he's in that, when he's been beaten up by Dr. No and he wakes up in that cell and he's covered in blood and he's all injured and he goes up to the vent and then gets electrocuted and then he's crawling through the, what is it, that system? It's like the air conditioning, isn't it? He's crawling through the air conditioning and the water's coming and he's totally on his own there, isn't he? And he's like all in rags but he's got to keep going with the mission. He's got to keep going and he's totally on his own. He's lost Quarrel. He's lost Honey. It's similar, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just thinking that T-shirt. I wonder how much that T-shirt would be worth.
What T-shirt?
Well, the one that he crawls through the vent in, because that T-shirt gets
that
all
rips.
Yeah. But look, hey, look, you know, Oliver Brown did the
they're not
grey
gonna-
T-shirt from No Time to Die. They should do the white T-shirt from
What?
Doctor No, but
Covered
just have
in
a-
blood and
blood
ripped and. I think you should put it to them,
I
but
will.
patent it first. Make sure you
Yeah.
get commission on that.
I like that.
People will
idea.
buy it, you know.
What would you call it? The air vent shirt. Anyway. I'll have to,
But yeah, he is on his own, isn't he? And he,
so there's a real sense of isolation.
Yeah.
And so then we move down to the casino, and there's a moment where he's Lashif spots him and notices that he's changed his shirt.
yes,
Right. So we have a bit of a sartorial moment, Rob, which I know is not going to be right up your alley, but it is for a lot of people quite
Oh yeah,
important.
I can appreciate it. Yeah.
And I think this is, aside from the books, this is the first time in the film where someone has mentioned Bond's shirt, unless somebody wants to write in.
I think you're right.
So
I think
they've
you're right.
or paid particular attention to his shirt.
Yeah. I
in
mean, he
particular.
mentioned
Not
the
suit,
dinner
not
suit.
tie, it's shirt. Yeah.
He mentioned the dinner suit. It's tailored.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the only reference we've had to clothing, I think.
Well, we've had a few over the course of the Bond films, like Connery.
yeah, I
sorry,
mean in this film.
in this film,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this film. So his shirt got noticed, and the shirt, we should give a special mention to the shirt because it's a Turnbull and Nasser shirt. It's a weave on weave. You can actually buy this shirt through Turnbull and Nasser now. They have the license deal with the Bond franchise, so you'll see a lot of people listening to this will know. I'm spoon feeding a lot of this
Yeah,
information.
that's cool.
And you can see all the photos of Sean Connery back in the day getting
I need
dressed.
to go in there. I've never been in Turnbull and Nasser.
You should go in because they've got the whole setup
Yeah,
downstairs.
it
They've
just
got,
means
like,
if I go in there, I'll have to buy something.
No, you can go down. Look, I got James Cook on the phone today, who's the manager down in the Jermaine Street, because I spoke to him, interviewed him for the book and whatnot. So I gave him a call. I said, look, do you want to jump on the phone when we talk about this? He goes, nah, I'm all good, but just ask me what you want to ask me. And so we just ended up talking about Bond. I mean, the shirt is the shirt, isn't it? But he's saying people still come in and ask for that shirt specifically, and they've got the signed pictures of Daniel Craig there wearing that shirt, and they've got all the ties and whatnot. And he was really he wanted to talk Bond more than most people, and he's like, I really miss it. I just want, I'm wanting him to go back. Like whatever they have to do, bring Bond back from the 50s or 60s.
Anything.
Let's do like a spin-off with M or something like that, where Bond comes in through the younger years. He was like, we just need to get Bond up and running again.
Is this because he's losing custom?
No, he's doing really well.
He's not. Yeah. So he's still getting people.
No,
he's still
he's
getting
just-
Bond fans coming in and
Look,
buying
so
stuff.
he's actually been in a Bond film.
Has he?
Yeah, he was in Die Another Day, I believe. He was in the palace, the Ice Palace sequence.
Oh, really?
as
Is
one of
that
the
like
extras,
an extra?
Yeah, and he would go down and deliver the shirts to Pinewood and things like that. I believe. So, yeah, James is a hardened Bond fan.
Cool.
And
Oh, well, I'll have to go in there.
But-
I'll say I'm your mate, and then I won't be forced into buying a £700 shirt or whatever they are.
well, so it's only fair to mention that the ready-to-wear Casino Royale dress shirt at
Yeah.
Turnbull and Nasser currently on their website is £395. If you want to have a bespoke run, so if you wanted to order a bespoke shirt,
Yeah,
exactly
tailored.
fit,
Yeah.
there's a minimum run of 4. You have to order 4 at a time.
Oh God.
So anyway, that's just some information that you might want to keep front of mind as we're
Yes.
talking clothing and sartorial moments.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe. Oh, and then finally the line. I hope it hasn't caused you to perspire.
Oh yes.
And we clipped it right at the end where he goes, "Well, I know I'm in trouble when I'm weeping blood."
Yes.
So he's got his
I
comeback.
love that line.
He's got his comeback.
I
hasn't he?
love that line.
Yeah.
And that wry smile. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that it's kind of into the next minute, but Lashif gives him a wry smile.
Well, they both sort of smile a bit, don't they? Yeah.
No,
you're
I
right,
don't think Bond smiles.
Does he not?
No.
Maybe I thought he did. Maybe not.
Lashif smiles, but in the next minute.
The sheep.
Bond- I
Oh yeah,
don't
the
think-
sheep
yeah.
definitely smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought Bond smirked a bit. Maybe not. Maybe
Not
I'm
entirely
I'm
convinced.
imagining that.
Shall we move on to some news, Rob?
Why not?
See what's out there.
Yeah.
Gentlemen and ladies, hold the presses. This just in.
Let's take a look at what news is out there in the world of Bond, shall we, Rob?
So yes, there was this thing in the Guardian this week, wasn't there? There was a feature on Friday, and then a follow-up today Did you read this? This is about this businessman challenging the ownership of the rights to the Bond name.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we have the article here. You're going to read a little bit. I'm going to read a little bit. I know it's a bit long, but I think as it's the only Bond news going around, it's worth reading out so that we have context.
It's something that Eon and Danjak are going to have to address.
Right. Yeah. So what does it say there, Rob?
The headline is James Bond won't die on my watch, says Austrian who wants ownership of 007. It's like ownership. So it says James Bond will not die on our watch. The businessman challenging the ownership of the rights to 007's name has said, claiming he's motivated by concerns about the future of the multi-billion-pound global spy franchise. The Guardian revealed on Friday that Joseph Kleindisch, no, that's not how you pronounce it. Kleindisch.
Joseph. Just call him Joseph.
I can't pronounce it.
Joseph.
Joseph Kleindinet. I don't know.
Look,
Kleindinet.
Joseph.
Joseph.
This is why we don't read news. This is why we leave it to John Orty to do the news.
The Austrian property developer. Honestly, I need 6 hours notice to pronounce this name. The Austrian property developer who is building £55 billion luxury resort complex called the Heart of Europe on 6 artificial islands off Dubai is challenging the trademark ownership of the James Bond name in the UK and the European Union. Nearly all the trademark challenges relate to the merchandising of goods and services under the Bond name, which can be challenged after 5 years of non-use under trademark law. Daniel Craig revealed his retirement as James Bond in November 2019, 2 years before the release of the most recent film, No Time to Die, with no announcement since of the replacement or timeline for production of the next film. The 63-year-old franchise is on track to beat the previous longest gap between installments of 6 years and 4 months.
Oh.
Since then, the franchise has ground to a halt, with articles suggesting that Broccoli did not hit it off with Amazon executives and that a standoff has put future Bond projects on ice. Claims of a rift with Eon were denied by Jennifer Salke, the global head of Amazon MGM Studios, in a Guardian interview last year.
Okay, all right.
You can take over.
Yeah, I'll take over. But I just thought,
And you pronounce his name.
On that, Jennifer Salke from the Amazon headquarters, she goes, yeah, we didn't fall out. She didn't call me a fucking idiot. She called me a fucking retard. 2 completely different things. Anyway. Carrying on, we are looking at the whole situation and are concerned, said a spokesperson for Kleindenast.
Oh, you can pronounce it then.
I'm just having a go.
Hang on, put the lights on. That's why I can't read.
Well, put that light on over there and get your reading glasses on. The James Bond trademarks are registered to the US-based company Danjak, which controls the rights to worldwide traditional James Bond merchandising in conjunction with Eon. They are looking at the whole situation and are very concerned, said a spokesman for Kleindenast. The failing commercial success, knowing that a fall will ultimately lead to death. By the way, concerned. These are billionaires. How concerned are they about Bond and the Bond franchise?
Yes, it's pointless.
Can you imagine Elon Musk, someone going, Elon, what's troubling you?
Yeah.
God, it's just a fucking Bond franchise, isn't it? What are they going to do? What are they going to... someone like Bezos wakes up screaming in the middle of the night and the wife goes, what's wrong, Jeff?
Well,
it's the Bond franchise, isn't it? What are they going to do?
I'm assuming this Kleindienst is a huge Bond fan.
Yeah, losing sleep, right?
Yeah.
And he's concerned. I don't know any billionaires that are concerned over anything, by the way, let alone the death of a fictional
bank
spy.
balance.
Kleindenast claims that a plan needs to be made to resolve the growing disconnect that is developing between Bond fans fueled by the drought of 007 content in the global market. All of this could mean that James Bond, as we know and love him, will no longer exist, says Kleindenast's spokesperson. But even more worrying than the relationship between the administrators of James Bond is their relationship with those who make up James Bond himself, his fan base. Turning the tide and keeping James Bond alive will only work with the fans and their involvement to secure the future of James Bond as we know him and as we all love him. We see this as our task, and our investment is aimed at creating real touch points with the fans and involving them. Ian and wait, I like this is the last bit of the article that I like. Ian and Danjak did not respond to a request for comment.
Well, I don't blame them. The whole thing's ludicrous. I mean, why would they waste their time? Even
They do have a 5-year non-use trademark that they do need to. Look, this is why you get Spider-Man films every 3 years.
Right.
They have to use the intellectual property. You can't just
Right.
let it rust on the shelf or sit in the
but
garage.
we had 6 years between GoldenEye and License to Kill.
But then it was between distributors, right? So no one actually had it at that time anyway.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. We need AJ on the case with this one. We'll ask him tomorrow.
we'll
we're
ask him.
seeing
Yeah, we'll
seeing
ask
him in the spy.
But what about? Hang on. So it talks about merchandise, but there is fucking merch. I've got James Bond socks. You know, you go in a 007 store, you buy stuff every day. So they're selling stuff every day with their merch. So surely that counts.
I'm guessing so. But look, I tell you what though, if you want to sit on your hands for 5 years, like Eon has done, you're going to get billionaires coming out of the woodwork and trying to take you over, right?
Well, maybe it'll help them get their arse in gear.
Well,
but
I hope so.
The whole thing, though, I mean, it's just ludicrous, and I don't expect it's going to go anywhere. I reckon it's just going to peter out. I can't, he's not going to win, is he?
It's interesting how we see billionaires as Bond villains these days.
Well, that's because the best Bond villains have money, don't they? They're all very wealthy. They have their own idealistic view on the world, like Drax and who else? Stromberg wanted to destroy the world and create a new beautiful
Graves,
world under the sea.
Gustav Graves.
So both Stromberg and Drax were very, very wealthy, weren't they? With their beautiful homes and all very good taste, didn't they? They all have good taste. And Scaramanga with his $1 million kill each contract, he had very good taste. I wouldn't mind being a Bond villain, I quite fancy myself as a Bond villain. Do you think I'd make the cut?
But it used to be something. What, are you a millionaire? Or
Yeah.
billionaire?
Yeah.
Just a billionaire or a millionaire?
No. Oh, I'm a millionaire.
Halfway between millionaire and
Oh,
billionaire.
yeah.
Well, you could be, bro.
I've got assets.
Okay.
I have.
I'm not doubting you.
I've got a house.
I've seen your cars in the
I've got a
garage.
house. I've got cars. I've got land.
Yeah.
I've got property. I could be a Bond villain. Perhaps I should follow this up.
Well, look, I know how much Octopus Energy charges. We're talking about electric
Yeah, I need-
companies earlier on. And
Do you know what? I'm with EDF, and I was recommended to switch to Octopus today. Maybe I shouldn't.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Fucking bandits.
Yeah.
Where are we? Well, that was the news. I hope that was.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to go.
Informative.
What do you think? I think it's going to peter out. I can't see it. I can't see Ian and Dan Jack being challenged by this.
I honestly think it's just something someone does to get their name in the papers. Like, I never heard of this guy before. It must be frustrating for him because he's a multi-billionaire setting up a £5 billion resort in Dubai and nobody's heard of him.
He can call it anything he likes.
He wants to be in the papers. He wants column inches, and he can just go, well, how do I get my name about? I don't know. I can hang my coat onto this thing here, and then all of a sudden people will just start talking about it.
Do you know what? I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
Well,
That's what
he's
it is.
failed because we still can't pronounce his name.
Well, I just need notice. I need at least 24 hours notice.
Kleindienst.
I think it's Kleindienst.
Kleindienst.
I think it's Kleindienst.
Yeah.
Because EI is I and then IE is Dienst, I think.
Sorry to all our Austrian listeners
So,
for screwing that one.
yes.
It's a bit too Germanic for us. I think we've
And I need a
stumbled
better
upon it.
light to read this.
and reading glasses.
Yes.
Let's crack on, shall we, Rob? We got minute 84.
Yeah.
And minute 84 is brought to you by Prop Store. Yes, you would have been to the site, Prop Store. You probably would have lasciviously looked over those Bond posters and those props and those costumes and casino chips. I know I have, Rob. You have as well, being a multi-millionaire.
Oh, of course.
And they've got 2 auctions running right now. They've got the Doctor Who auction and the Blade Runner auction. In fact, as you're listening to this, it ends today. So have a look. You've got some of the Harrison Ford items on there. You seen Blade Runner, Rob?
I have.
You seen both of them?
No, I didn't like it very much, the first one, so I didn't bother with the
Oh,
new
lots
one.
of weather in the first one. How come you didn't like it?
That's why I didn't like it. Too much rain.
Too much
Too
weather.
film noir.
You need a bit of variety with the weather.
Yeah, I don't want lots of rain.
Propstore.com, by the way. Thank you guys for jumping on board with this one. Let's pick it up. Oh, Rob, where did we leave it? With minute 84, we had
Le
Bond
Chiffre
and Le Chiffre.
Smiling
Yeah,
at
it was Le
Bond
Chiffre smiling. Okay,
after that weeping bloodline.
so let's pick it up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if everybody's ready, let's continue the game.
There's the smile.
That's
That's
the
a
smile.
sheaf smile. Though.
Yeah.
So Bond's come back to the hotel room now. They've obviously paused for the night. He's taking his jacket off. He's just launched it on the bed, not hanging it up. Oh, he spotted a broken glass.
And this isn't his room. He's gone into her room.
I think it's a joint suite, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Hence the shared suite. That's
yeah.
what they say at the beginning.
He's seen the broken glass.
There's Vesper in the shower, fully clothed.
And he's got a horrified expression on his face.
He's walking in. Oh, Roger! I don't need your commentary. Sorry, listeners. Roger, it's okay. No one there. He's sat next to her. Let's see. Undoes his bow tie. Oh, Rob, I got it. Yeah. Nailed it. That's the end. Screenshot there is Bond fiddling with his bow tie. He gets that undone quite well.
He does.
Very impressed, actually. So, your takeaways from this minute, Rob?
Yeah, so we see the broken glass, don't we? That's like the first thing we
That's
see.
the alarm bell, isn't it?
And yeah, it's like something's not right here. Why has she broken the glass? What is that? Just like she's just knocked it over, or has she smashed it deliberately, or what's going on? So I quite like that. I like the focus on the broken glass.
I think that's misdirection for the audience.
Yeah,
I've been thinking, like, why did they need that in the first place? He could have just walked in, seen her in the shower, sat down next to her. That could have been it. But they're trying to. It's like a jump in the movie, isn't it? Like, you know those horror films where they put like a false jump in.
We're cutting into a very important scene where the mood changes.
Ah, so this is like a warm up. He can't just open the shower.
No, we need to know why she's in there.
Yeah.
And the broken glass is a hint as to what's been going on with her.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
She's broken, like the glass.
Like the glass, yeah. Well, I guess it's like my favourite film, Heat. It's the opposite of that. See how I always get it back to Heat.
We have to get that in. Just shoehorn that film in.
Al Pacino goes back to the hotel where he's going to sleep for a month, opens his door to the bathroom, and there's his stepdaughter there. She's Natalie Portman. She's done herself in, hasn't she? But there was no broken glass outside, no pre-warn.
No.
Well, there's water coming from underneath the door
Okay.
as Al Pacino walks in, but the audience doesn't know what's going on.
I haven't seen Heat in a long time. I can see that's going to be my homework for the week.
Heat, cold shower. Oh, heat and cold shower. There's two. Anyway,
I could watch Heat whilst having a cold shower.
Heat is, well, you'd have to do well because it's like 2.5 hours long. I don't know if you can stay, considering you can't do 30 seconds in a cold shower, it's going straight to 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I would say we're setting ourselves up for a tender moment between the two. They've been through something very traumatic. They've had that shared experience, haven't they, of that kill with Stephen. And she's had her hand in that. Like she's got involved. She's got her hands bloody, as it were. And Bond has decided that he's gone in fully dressed, which was Daniel Craig's idea. I think we'll mention.
Well, no,
that
it
as well.
wasn't actually.
Oh,
It was listening to the audio commentary. They talk about this. Michael G. Wilson and Martin Campbell. They said that I think she was originally in her bra and knickers.
no, him. I mean,
Oh, him.
yeah, Daniel. Said
Oh
that,
yes,
yeah.
sorry. It was. You're right. Well, it was because originally it was his idea to turn off the shower and cuddle her, but yeah, he changed it so that he gets in to comfort her. But initially, it was. I think various ladies on set said that she should be wearing her gown.
I think because the next minute is literally just going to be one long minute of
It's
shower.
the shower scene. We discussed that at length.
We'll probably have a more granular look at
Yeah.
that next week, shall we? Anything else, Rob?
I don't think so.
Shall we leave it there and just jump into some listener mail?
Yeah.
Do you have any messages for me?
I have a small surprise from your friends back at the barracks.
Excellent. We have been granted an audience.
Oh, Mark Ashby wrote in.
He did, yeah. This was because in response to the last one, wasn't it, about the stairwell fight? And I was talking about how I was referencing Goldeneye, wasn't it? And the headbutting and the brutality of it, and how the headbutts had been cut from Goldeneye
Right, yeah,
on the
yeah.
VHS release, and they were then put back in for the DVD release.
Okay.
And he is referencing that, saying that this scene apparently had also been cut for America. So yeah, he says it was cut in the American release. The bit where the henchman crashes into the glass is missing, and there is an overhead shot at the end that substitutes a close-up in the British release. Annoyingly, the last few times I've seen this on the big screen, this is Mark Ashby talking, by the way,
yeah.
they have shown the American censored release, both at the Prince Charles Theatre, the Regent Street Cinema, and Pinewood. As far as the auditions are concerned, okay, he's moving on to because we talked about the auditions.
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
we?
yeah.
I think they are first auditions. They are not going to spend money on first pass auditions. The Craig one was obviously a latter one where they had whittled down the applicants.
Sure.
So that's why they were in those shitty hotels.
Right, I get you.
And then he says Chinatown was an X-rated certificate when originally shown in Britain and reclassified as a 15 later, because we were talking about the certification of that, weren't we?
Thank you, Mark Ashby. Very nice. Well, we've got one from Mark Hernandez. Ah, boy, Mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's always writing in, isn't he?
No, yeah, he's great.
He's our number one fan, Mark.
And I'm his number one fan too.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe. Dear, there will be Rob and Pete talking about Bond. Hearing Pete say he had a Stetson from Texas reminded me of the one Pierce Brosnan wore in the American Western drama TV series The Sun, where Pierce plays Eli McCulloch. Have either of you seen it? Both seasons of it are currently on ITVX. P.S. No one gets decapitated in it, so Rob should be okay to watch it. Rob can't watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, people, without wetting the bed.
Well,
so I don't know if he's going to be watching that.
I can. I just have to close my eyes when it gets to that scene, that's all.
Is it just the bit where his face melts?
Yeah. I can't cope with that. It's horrible.
Close your eyes.
It's horrific. Don't you think that's horrific? Someone's face melting. I mean, for Christ's sake.
I'm just going to watch that now and hear Indiana Jones say, "Close your eyes, Rob. Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it."
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I also got a text today. Should we go into my text?
I haven't seen it, Mark, but I will investigate, especially if it's on something that I can stream at home. Yes.
I haven't seen it either.
But anything with Pierce in gets my attention, definitely. What?
And yeah, I got a very nice text today
Yeah.
from our mutual friend Gary Bootle. He said, "Hi Rob, I spent a full day doing DIY yesterday, and I spent the entire day in the company of you and Mr. Brooker, listening to There Will Be Bond. First time I've listened to it. It was very good. Gonna download some more today as I continue laying the floor." So isn't that he's been laying floor, by the way.
He should follow Flooring of Bond.
Oh yes,
That guy's great.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's really good.
So isn't that nice? So yeah, he's a new fan there. He's recently discovered it and hopefully binging on them now. So that's nice.
Well, I told you to tell Gary that we've peaked already. So it's ever decreasing circles. The further back you go, no, that's mean because other people have been on the show. But,
Of course.
you know, the straps. I think we peaked probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's downhill from now.
Well, we did. Tell you what, we did discuss last week off air was what are we going to do for the ending? Like, are we just going to
Oh yes.
just do the last minute and call time and go
No,
to
we
the
need
pub?
to do something special.
And then I think you had the idea, or someone had the
No, it
idea
was
that
you.
was
It
it
was
me
you.
that we get Calvin Dyson on for the last minute.
Oh no, that was my idea.
That was your idea. Okay,
And then you made it even better as to where we'll do it with Calvin Dyson.
we'll do it at Duke's.
Yay!
But what we should do is get Calvin on for the last 10 seconds, patch him in, and go, "Oh, Calvin, we're right out of time. Anyway, sorry, that was it. Thank you for tuning in."
Sorry, mate. Bye.
But then we've got to keep the ruse up of how
That would be mean.
how we've been chasing Calvin Dyson around the internet for the last 2 years.
I think we should definitely get him on for the last 2 minutes.
The
And we
last 2
should
minutes.
book a seat, book a table at Duke's. I mean, the last 2 minutes of the film. I don't mean the last 2 minutes of the podcast.
2 minutes of
The
Calvin
last two, to
Dyson.
discuss the last 2 minutes with him. And we book a table at Duke's and we take all this paraphernalia along, these mics and speakers and headphones and laptops.
I don't
and
think Dukes will want to
plug it all in.
I don't think that-
Well, if we buy enough Vespers and
Oh, we
champagne.
We
and-
got to get a poster together, like an April Fool's poster, right? Like tickets now available. We can get your our mutual friend Richard Neves.
Richard Neves, yeah.
He's good at
He's
graphic
brilliant.
design, isn't he?
He's brilliant. Yeah.
We have a mess. Oh, sorry, where were we? Last one. This from Alex Lamas of Always Say Yes to Adventure.
Oh, yes.
Who always writes in and corrects
Yeah.
us. I like it. I like being corrected,
Corrects us.
especially by Alex. Most of the techniques used in Casino Royale are from the martial arts Krav Maga, because we were talking about the comparisons to Bourne and whatnot. Daniel Craig worked with Darren Levine, the founder of Krav Maga, worldwide to prepare for the fight scenes. However, the final choke is a basic one. It's a rear... I don't think he's saying that with a slight. He's just saying it's a basic choke. It's a rear naked chokehold from judo and jiu-jitsu, because we were wondering about the choke.
Yeah,
kind of choke.
Yeah.
So it's a rear naked one.
There you go.
There you go. All right, Alex.
You know.
Thank you.
See, it's good that we learn stuff from doing this.
I look forward to being corrected on something else next week. That's your challenge, Alex. You got to find
every week.
He's like, it's not a challenge. Don't worry. That is it, Rob. I tell you what. Let's sign off here. Got a couple of thank yous.
Oh, thank you.
Neil Thomas bought us a coffee. He says, keep up the good work, Pete. Love the output. The Universal Exports plaque. YouTube was great. Oh, yeah, because that's on YouTube. Think you may have got that one. We'll have a look next time I'm there. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out the plaque and the reflection. He thinks I've got it dead nuts on. And Oscar Verput thinks I've got it dead nuts on as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So rather than Duke's, is Topham's Hotel the one with the real link, he asks? Because they had a launch down at Topham's Hotel. Did you see it on the Ian Fleming? They had, because there's some new audiobooks released, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So everyone got invited down to
Oh,
Topham's.
we didn't.
Well, no, everyone but us. That's fine.
We're not official or anything.
No. So Topham, but then looking up online, doing a little bit of research, that was his place to go, apparently.
Well, we'll have to go there.
And it's right on Ebury Street, isn't it? So it's kind of like right next to
We need to update your London map. Put it on there.
Okay. So thank you, Neil Thomas. You can buy us a coffee as well if you want to go to buy us a coffee.
Buy us a coffee.
buyusacoffee.com/there'll be Bond. There's a link in the show notes.
Yay.
And a couple of people have bought the map this week. Rob Wales Wayne bought a map. Darren Taylor bought a map. And John Orty mentioned us on the Bond Buzz. Did you catch that this week?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
sweet,
We were
man.
listed as one of the best Bond podcasts. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So thank you, John. Thank you for listening. I'm glad that we remind you of Dudley Moore and Peter Cook.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Have you not listened to it?
Yeah, I did. I thought you just said... it's like...
He said we're Pete and Dud.
I thought you were saying Pete and you're Dud.
No.
Like as in a
No.
dud.
He said that our take on it is
I'm
very
joking.
much Pete and Dud.
Get Phil away from the chips. Phil, get your noodle out of those chips. You hear him do a little...
Oh, no.
So that's Phil the cat, by the way, just getting displaced. Yep, John Orty, thank you. Bond Buzz, you can find that on Apple and Instagram and Spotify and whatnot. That is it for us. Rob, where can people find you?
On Instagram, FetchemLad77.
Wonderful. And we're going to be away next week. Well, I'm going to be away. Got my trotters up.
Are you going on holiday again?
Yeah, going on holiday.
Orlando
But don't worry,
again?
we've got a couple of interviews in the tank or something. We'll
We
have to figure it out. Yeah, we've got something.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time. Don't flip that switch. That's the outside timer light.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, God, I've got to reset that thing now. Don't fucking touch anything. That light. There. The brown. Just press
this?
No, press the black. The black, you see where the... No, not that. Not that. Where, yeah, and where that light is.
This.
And the light, where the black is on the light. It's
This.
touch, yeah. Now down, hand down. Left, where the black is. Oh, Rob.
What?
It's painful.
There's no
Look,
button
the
here.
light where the black is. Not that.
This.
Get your hand off that. That's a
It's a sensor.
that's a camera.
Oh.
That's a
Oh,
light.
this?
Yes.
Oh.
There you go.
I thought that was a candle.
Why isn't that coming on?
Is there a
Oh, you got to
button
turn it
on
on at the wall. Look. Now touch it again.
Oh. God, why is everything so complicated in this house?
I know.
Anyway, do you want to start again? You have to cut all that out. Go back to where your
Fucking hell.
bit.
All right.